Yeah.
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Woke.
Because we're boring!
You look goofy.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Nerdrotic.com.
Hello! Welcome to a very special Nooner on Nerdrotic Live.
Ooh.
Why is it on Nerdrotic Live? Because I just released a video on Nerdrotic and I hate to step on things. So that's why. That's why. And it ends up over here anyway. So we're going to do, we'll be back on the main channel next week. We were just discussing, let's just go ahead and announce it. Our Nooner in Vegas, when we're there, we're gonna team up with Film Threat.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I get to work with my dad.
Yes, we're gonna do a simulcast on Film Threat and our channel. Combined forces. It'll be fun. And the Merciless will be there. But holy shit, what a day yesterday. Just craziness, man. Gina Carano, Elon Musk suing Disney and Lucasfilm. And you could, like, it's just another part of, you can feel the tide turning, like absolutely turning. I mentioned in my video, Shane Gillis was allowed back on SNL after being canceled for some pretty just normal, jokes. Joe Rogan, who they tried to cancel the hell out of, got $250 million with a B dollars from Spotify and gets to come back to YouTube.
Gary,
Yeah.
they're saying they can barely hear you
I don't know why.
on stream.
Oh, hang on.
I can hear Gary fine, but I don't know.
Me too.
No, it's this stupid Windows thing. Hang on.
Ugh.
That automatically lowers the volume. See, there we go. That's
Oh.
Is that better?
That's
Is that
better,
better?
but
Chat.
How do we feel about
Chat.
that?
Chat.
It's better. I can see it's better. So there we go. And it's it just wants to lower it down all the time. That is annoying as hell. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on it. That's all. So Yeah, it's been a crazy week, and I'm glad that I'm back with my good buddy, Chris Gore. What's up,
Oh,
Chris
yeah, man.
Gore?
Hey, good to see you, Gary. I was, I had a little bit of FOMO watching you guys having fun, which was cool.
We miss
Uh,
you.
oh my God, the X-ray girl drinks like a fish, but I feel like I would be good competition for her once Frank Gore makes an appearance, which will happen in Vegas. So the challenge is on X-ray girl. But no, it was so much fun watching the panel. So I watched the panel live, which was cool. Just seeing the pictures and the meetup stream, and it was cool. I was at the Rare Books LA show where I saw a copy of The Hobbit for $30,000 among other treasures there. Gary, I took a ton of photos. I'm going to put it on my Instagram. I saw like the original analog science fiction sci-fi magazine from the 60s where Dune was serialized. So that was my nerd thing. But what happened yesterday, kind of like I just went full YouTube rabbit hole watching Drunk, Tuesday night's main event, your video this morning, Drinker's video. Drinker's got to work on those thumbnails. And appropriately, I'm wearing this T-shirt, by the way, was sold at the Lucasfilm Company store. And a buddy of mine picked this up before the Disney Star Wars sequels came out.
Which store, might I ask?
It's the one at Lucasfilm. There's a Lucasfilm
at the ranch.
store.
At the
No,
ranch.
wait. There's two. There's the ranch store, and then there's the store that's at ILM. This was more than likely, because I didn't get it. It was more than likely, and I've been to this store, the one at ILM, which is at the, what do they call that little area there? It's got the Yoda statue. I've been there a couple times.
At the Presidio?
Presidio, that's it.
Yes, the Presidio.
So they sell things at the company store. They don't sell it anywhere else. I'm guessing they probably don't sell a shirt like this anymore.
Well, it's probably
it
has a different flag on it. So
you're right. Yeah. But everything that dropped yesterday is crazy. In addition, like while you're on Real BBC, I'm messaging you because I've got a never happened to film threat before ever on our channel. Alan and I are going to talk about it. A takedown request from the writers group whose video we showed, where they were talking about sensitivity reads, right? So we showed about 15 minutes of that video. Alan and I commented. The comment section for that video is on fire. It blew up to over 30,000 views, which is big for our channel. I know that's like the first hour of any video you drop, but big for us. It's a lot of inside baseball about screenwriting, but I've never gotten a takedown request ever. So yesterday was a wild Tuesday.
Well, I mean, the first thing I would say is no.
Yeah.
And then force them to do it on YouTube, and then you can fight it and win. And the last time that happened to me, I won in like an hour. Because if it's public, it's fair use. That's it. They can't say anything about it. But I would monetize the hell out of this. I would make another video saying they requested a takedown. It's like, what exactly do you want taken down? Like,
man,
if this is such a good thing, if diversity is such a good thing, inclusivity is such a good thing, equity is such a good thing, why are we keeping this shit secret?
Right. Look, the letter I sent back to them, I hope I don't make them cry. And I'm not even joking.
Good.
I think I BCC'd you on the letter.
Are you going to say it wasn't very sensitive?
Yeah, it's not very, well, my whole thing is, look, forget that. Why do you want,
it was funny.
why do you not want, why do you not want to discuss these ideas? This is the problem I have with everything, with idiots on Twitter, with the people going after Gina Carano. They don't want to discuss. They just want to declare something. And that's disconcerting. That if you believe in your ideas, let's discuss them. And we can actually even end with agreeing to disagree. That's fine. But I want to hear your argument as to why this is a good thing. And even when I messaged this guy, I said, look, how about do a sensitivity read for all of Quentin Tarantino's movies? This is beyond gatekeeping. It's policing art. And this, I unlisted the video, but I'm going to relist it maybe I'll do it while I'm just sitting here. If you go on a rant, which will happen. I'm just tired of these people trying to shut shit down. And I think when Elon at that, seminar, whatever it is, says, go F yourself. With this case dropping, I think people are done. I think at least a small percentage of normies are waking up saying, yeah, we don't like this. This is not good. This is not positive. And then there's still these people kind of holding on. The term cancel pigs that has now been popularized, not just with the term itself, but with a series of very creative art. Shout out to Yellow Flash for making a lot of that cancel pig art. I love it. It feels like in the air, it's like we're done with this. We've tolerated and sort of had these conversations. We're all going to be in a room together, and fine. We can end with agree to disagree. But segueing over to the Gina case, I watched a lot of videos last night. Was watching Legal Mindset this morning. Did a very, very thorough job going through it, highlighting certain things. And it just shows that not only are these people bullies, they lack basic reading comprehension. This has happened, not on the scale of Gina, right? But this has happened to me with tweets that I've put out that are, I think I'm being very clear, which is why I try to, in very few words, try to express what I'm trying to say, right? The turning Star Wars into a girl brand will prove to be costly for Lucasfilm and Disney. One of the costliest decisions in entertainment history. I still believe that. It's not saying women can't be, it's all the things that are unsaid that people read into it, right? And I've reached the breaking point. I reached the breaking point where I'm like, I'm done with dumb people and dealing with them. So anyways, there's my rant. I got a cool T-shirt that I'm very proud of, that it's like, it's all falling apart and I don't care.
A freaking IKEA chair.
Yeah, this is my rant. I'm just, I don't know. I just feel good because, when you look at like the basic, she's
nice gulp, X-ray girl.
There you go.
Oh. I have to remember to silence my mic when I do that.
Little ASMR. It's free ASMR.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. No need to silence that. But no, just like
people.
I always take things at face value and go, okay. And I see the person's intent. And the other thing is this sort of the diminishing IQs of people on social media, which I think part of it is it's children or children in adult-sized bodies, is the lack of understanding of humor. And humor is a sign of intelligence.
It's a sign of intelligence. Yes.
Because you're connecting ideas that shouldn't connect to make a larger point. That's why I think comedians have made such inroads in talking about politics. Everyone from, Bill Maher to Jimmy Dore to Joe Rogan. These are people who began their careers as comedians that are now able to express themselves in a very concise way about politics. And the reason they're able to do that is because they have that comic brain, right? Even people like Bill Burr. I mean, I watched the Shane Gillis special. I'm really like amazed he's going to be on SNL. Wonder how Bowen Yang feels about that. I hope he just goes hard and just doesn't care. I hope he goes hard. Like I'm not, I'll never be on again. But
I think it's actually an attempt of SNL or the powers that be behind the scenes to protect comedians, because they all do know each other. But,
right.
Listen, TMZ tried to, brought up some old stuff. I just called them cancel pigs. Freaking ratioed them. I ratioed them. Fucking fuck TMZ. Slime balls. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. Hello, X-ray girl.
Hi, I am so happy to be home. I miss home. I had so much fun in Orlando with everyone. It was nice to see people. And yeah, that's really it.
Yeah, still recovering a little bit.
Oh,
yeah, you're a little tired.
Outdrink drinker.
Yeah, no, people were amazed at your drinking prowess. All I can say is you have brought honor to your family.
Oh, thank you. You know, yeah, I basically took all the drinks I would have drank in January and did it in one day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, let's point out that you and Mrs. Nerdrotic went through dry January and then just hit it hard. Hit February. It was fucked up February. So
hey, I like that.
I didn't realize, Gary. So I went right into rants about everything we're going to talk about, and I realized we're just at intros. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
X-Ray
Show's over.
Oh, it's
Thanks,
all
everybody.
good.
No, I'm just fired up because I've been watching all the stuff, and
Yeah. No, it was a crazy day. It was kind of hard to take it all in. There's a lot of stuff happening in the political sphere too that I honestly, I think it's funny, but I'm not going to talk about. I think this is in our sphere the most. X-Ray Girl brought it up right before the show. This is the most important news, obviously this year and probably for a while. Like this is big. And can they win the lawsuit? I don't know. I would have said if Gina went on her own without Elon. No. But with Elon there's a chance. And I think a jury trial is great, is what she's asking for, and there will be no settlement. So, and honestly, if she loses, the freaking hacks in the access media will celebrate, but she's already won in the public, the court of public opinion. She's already won. Like, and this is just another blow to Disney. The timing of it, I talked about in my video. We got the earnings call in about 2.5, 3 hours. We have the proxy war with Nelson Peltz going on. We showed that video on the Real BBC yesterday. I could show it again. Did you see that, Chris?
Oh yeah. Elon Musk kind of trolling and saying
no. The one from Disney.
Oh, that one. I was listening in the car, so I didn't see the video, but I heard it. Oh my God. It's such propaganda.
Yeah.
Telling you vote this way. This is how you're supposed to vote. And it's on the official. I mean, is that okay to do? Like, even like
apparently, yeah. I mean, but it looks horrible. It looks absolutely horrible. If I was an investor and I saw that, I would definitely vote the other way. I mean, that's my nature, but like, oh, they're telling me, well, there's got to be something going on. And and listen, that's part of the problem. There's so many people who put their hard-earned money in the hands of financial analysts and stocks and just forget about it because of laziness or, I don't know. There's people who buy houses who don't like read every word of their contract. Like I do. I read every word of my contract when I buy a car. Like that's a lot of money. That's your money. You better protect it because if you don't, you will lose it. And it's on you if you didn't read. Yeah, that stuff is, it's long. But you know what? When you're sinking thousands of dollars in something, it's kind of worth your time. Just, sorry to get all dad on you, but that's the whole point of it. And what we're fighting is just a general apathy. And, I don't mean to make this sound harsh, but a general ignorance of what you're investing in, right? I don't like most corporations, so that's why I'm not really a big stock guy. I know they do very evil things, and I don't want my money attached to it. It's bad enough where my tax dollars are bombing people right now. I hate that. So, and taxation is theft, by the way. That's that. So you got to look into that. And when a company is putting out a propaganda video telling you how to vote, and you just go, okay, well, fuck, you're part of the problem. You just are. Do a little investigation, right? And it's not even a political issue. Again, it's are you an authoritative asshole or are you not issue? Because the hypocrisy from Disney has been on display in our sphere. This is old news, right? But for the people just coming in and finding out, these are the people who push intersectional feminism, push the MCU, the force is female, say shit like women should be in charge now. Well, a woman was in charge of Lucasfilm when Gina Carano, a woman, was fired for saying something not even close as bad as what Mark Hamill has said, what Pedro Pascal has said. Mark Hamill's still out there. Honestly, I don't ever want to see Luke Skywalker come back. I'm so soured on fuck Mark Hamill. I could care less. Just let it die at this point. And that's why I was a little torn, with the proxy war. It's like, yeah, I want Bob Iger to look bad, but I also kind of want Bob to get everything he wants.
Right.
Everything you want, because this ship is already sinking. So will Gina be brought up in the earnings call today? I doubt it because they're scripted, but it could. That would be it would make them interesting.
Well, remember when the one question was asked about Gina Carano on the one call? This was like a while ago, where the guy ended it with, "This is the way." Somehow, like, the call got the question was asked. And then, of course, a total corporate non-answer. I mean, when you see these corporate people, they just speak the same way politicians do. They never answer a question. It's always with word salad that seems to make sense when you're hearing it, but says nothing, and it's completely non-committal to anything decisive. So, and by the way, also, Gary, I also read every contract. When I was at G4, read all my contracts. When I did a show for FX, read through my contracts. I feel schooled enough with that where I can go through a legal doc and I know like what the language means. And I know, and by the way, Gina Carano getting paid 25 grand per episode. Do you know what she probably ended up with? Maybe 12 or less, because taxes, agent, manager, all that stuff, you're cut that in half. She's getting paid close to nothing to do it. She has made more in a day at a con than she did on any episode of Mandalorian. Now, Lucasfilm would probably argue that, well, that's part of why you're getting paid low here, but you're going to walk away with money here. There's an article, you can find it, where they talk about the money made by some of the celebrities at some of these things. And I think it was Chris Evans talked about like coming home with garbage bags filled with cash, like literally filled to the brim. It's just garbage bag of cash. And I'm sure there's a way to kind of, not report all of that income. So it's a gold mine. And in my opinion, fine, well earned. People want to take pictures with Chris Evans and you see people share them. I think that's great. The fact that they expanded Gina's days from 1 to 2 days now in Vancouver, good. I'm tired of the bullies. And I think this is, if not the end, the beginning of the end of cancel culture. I think
it is.
I think it's the beginning of the end. And I think I would like to see this go to trial. Forget a settlement. Go to trial. Let's see discovery. Let's see it public, because I think quite a bit, you don't know in the fog of media, whatever. Johnny Depp, did he do some bad things? Whatever. After that trial, no, he was in an abusive relationship with Amber Heard. Very clear to anyone who watched the whole thing. The problem is we have people that are so low information. We're talking about one of those people before the stream. I don't think we should even bring up this person's name. Someone who just revealed herself to be a complete idiot. Lack of reading comprehension, cry bullying, championing the latest thing. I just don't have patience for these people anymore. There's a really good video that PBD Patrick Bet David showed on. It's just a clip that came out. He shows a clip of a woman explaining how things work. And she was saying the 1% control everything, 4% of people are puppets, and then 5% of people are trying to wake up the 90% of people who are asleep. I like to think of myself as part of the 5%. But that's how she says it breaks down. And part of the reason she goes on, it's a really good video on the Valuetainment channel, but and I got to find the actual source video.
Well, let me tell you the story of when I worked at Toyota. Sorry.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Story time, folks.
Story time.
Toyota. So basically, as a parts person, I was paid on, it was full compensation. So it's a percentage of my sales. Now, at some places, it would be the percentage of the whole department. At Toyota, it was a percentage of my sales. And you're kind of it's a captive audience when you're, I basically sold, body parts and mechanical parts to the shop. So I get a piece of everything I sold. Did pretty well. But I started noticing that the math wasn't right. And I'm like, wait a minute, we're not getting compensated correctly. So me and the boys compared paychecks, and we're like, oh, we're not getting compensated correctly. So I'm like, what are we gonna do? They didn't do anything. I tried to get everybody to. I'm like, guys, we got to say something. We're getting screwed here. Nobody wanted to say anything. That's part of the reason I took the Tesla job. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go in there, and I said something, but if it's just me, it's not going to happen. And they tried to tell me my math was bad. I'm like, F you guys. You're just dicking me around. I don't even want to work here anymore. So, a couple months pass. I'm at Tesla. I get a little letter. Class action lawsuit against Toyota for not compensating people. It's like, oh, great. You won the lawsuit, and we all got like $600. We got screwed out of about 10,000 each.
Yeah, I've been
people just don't want to rock the boat, Chris. They're so fucking scared. Like, oh, I might lose you might lose your parts job that you can get anywhere else. Like, the company does not care about you. You need to bring stuff up, and you need to speak out. And if you don't, and none of them wanted to say anything. They were so worried about losing their jobs, and they got screwed out of thousands of dollars, but they got compensation. They got an apology and $600.
You ever gotten a check in the mail for why do I get this check for $11 from AT&T? And it's because I was, unbeknownst to me, part of a class action suit. The only people who really make money on class action suits are the lawyers that bring the class action suits. They make a lot of money. It's in this fund, and then a lot of the money gets unclaimed. You really just have to say, yes, I'm a part of this suit. Here's my AT&T account from whenever. I've been a part of so many of those, but it's such an insubstantial amount of money. It's like, I want to is it worth this $7 check? Fine, I'll deposit it, whatever.
Another thing companies will do, this happened to me 3 times, is they will change the pay cutoff period. They'll change the pay cutoff. So they'll change your pay cutoff.
Oh, right.
So they can delay your pay for a week. So you'll get it after you leave. You'll get that last week when you leave.
Right.
So they push it out. And they're like, oh, no, it's really good. It's like, no, I'm not getting paid this week. And it's a way to save them a little money. And yes, technically you get paid when you leave.
Weird.
Yeah, and that's the way it is. And people just put up with it. Fuck corporations.
Sorry,
but it's all good. It's all good. I learned a lot of valuable lessons, and I'd rather sell hot dogs on the street than work for another corporation, especially one with an HR department.
Oh, that's my cutoff. And I have worked for companies. When I worked for G4, they had an HR department. When I worked for FX, they had. I have always had very interesting encounters with the HR department because I don't care, and because to me, it just oh God, I can't tell you how many times I've been in HR to have a conversation or to get a pamphlet that I have to read. No, I'm serious. I have never worked for a company where I didn't have come to blows with an HR department. And it's infuriating. I despise those people. I've always liked either working for myself, right? And I learned that when I was a kid. I had newspaper routes for a decade. And always had money. That's how I could afford comic books and to go to the movies and pay for going to the movies or buying Aurora model kits. And the lemon glue was the best. When you got that Tester's glue and the one that was smelled like lemon, you weren't supposed to sniff the glue, and I didn't do that. But I still remember
sniffing the glue. Confirmed.
Not sniffing to get high. It was just the smell reminds me of making model kits in rainy days in Michigan and building a cool model kit of King Kong or Godzilla.
Did you know Aurora is the one company I think it's Aurora that made, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, that made Bob Lazar's UFO.
Oh, really?
It was either Aurora, I can't remember the other company, but they brought him in and he described the UFO he saw at Area 51 and they made it. I have it. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm such an Aurora model kit nerd. Well, I have some, but also I have a book that is reprints of all the instruction manuals for all the Aurora model kits, which is I have a lot of, I realized I was at that rare book show over the weekend looking at all your posts.
Or is it Testers? Fun. Yeah, it was Testers.
Testers. Sorry. Yeah, that's it.
Sorry.
It was just I read a lot of freaking books. I've read a lot of books and it was just great walking through there and seeing like old books I read when I was in elementary school, like Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which is the sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is really weird. I didn't realize that Roald Dahl was on morphine his entire life. He had this horrible injury that kept him on morphine for pain, which is why a lot of his stuff is kind of drugged out weird shit, which I love. James and the Giant Peach, among others. So Great time. I had a great time by myself at a book show, folks. Didn't drink as much as X-Ray Girl, but
Yeah,
They'll just do it in
did miss that.
Vegas.
MegaCon was unbelievable. We've talked about it a lot, but it was interesting synergy that we were all there and we got to see Gina, and then like the news drops 2 days later, and
Right.
and we were all there, and we were kind of wondering what the turnout would be because, quite frankly, we didn't promote it long enough. We said we were going to be there, but we had no details until,
Right.
especially the meetup was like a day before, 2 days before. We had no details at all. And because Drinker, I invited Drinker, so Drinker said yes, and we're like, we probably need a bigger room, and we were worried that, like, there's no way we're gonna fill this because the other rooms we've had in the past are like 300 people, right? This was a 750 person room, and it was standing room only.
Whoa,
I was
dude.
Insane.
speechless. I was like, what the fuck? The lines at the Rippaverse panel, his booth was so small, and it was disruptive, and they almost shut it down.
Oh, wow. That's good, actually.
We got the number on the meetup. I am turning up my mic. I can't.
Oh no, is your mic still not?
No, my volume keeps bouncing
Oh,
up and
that's
down,
weird.
so I'm just trying to keep it up. But yeah, it's fine. So the meetup had 600 people.
Oh my god.
Insane.
600 people. So that was fucking insane. But and then this I drove back through the South for a couple days, get back, and this news drops, and I was fucking energized yesterday. I was like, this is great. This is like fucking Christmas. I can't fucking believe it, this is great. Nothing makes me happier than seeing like Disney just get fucking shamed, and the timing of it was so good. So good. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked with what happened. You want to let's we've kind of like everybody's kind of gone over it in detail, but again, she's asked for a jury trial. She's asked for $75,000 in compensation. I do believe Drunk said yesterday on Tuesday night's main event that that's probably for promised work that did not happen.
Yes, I read that as not that she wanted her job back. She wanted compensation for the jobs she was promised that she didn't get to fulfill. That's the way I read it. I didn't read it that she was asking to be reinstated in that role.
Yeah.
So I read it differently than other
The
people.
Hollywood Reporter reported that as she wants to be recast in the role, and that's not necessarily the case. I wouldn't say she wouldn't be open to it, but
A lot of things would have to change.
a lot
though.
of things would have to change, and quite frankly, I can't see her working for Kathleen Kennedy again. What an embarrassment Lucasfilm is.
And when you look at the official statements put out by Lucasfilm, it's sick. Who let that through? Who above the person who's typing the tweet? And I've worked with people like that. They have such an air of self-importance over what they're doing. Whole meetings about a tweet. And I promise you that there was a lot of that. And here's spreadsheets, and they make them look like a busybody, right? Whereas you barely probably think about tweets that you do, maybe, and you're just like, oh, this is funny. And boom, you put it out. You're not sitting there. So it's disgusting to see this is coming from an actual corporation. I don't know if you know who Roberto Blake is. Roberto Blake is on YouTube. He schools other YouTubers on how to get their channels monetized, how to grow an audience. He's all about marketing and branding. He had one of the best breakdowns of how Lucasfilm has failed as a company and failed to be a good shepherd. I'm going to find it. I'll put it in the private chat. But Roberto Blake is someone I've followed for years. He's just all about, hey, here's some good information if you want to get your channel. So if you are an aspiring YouTuber watching, listening to this, whatever, follow Roberto Blake on YouTube. But I'm going to find this tweet because, Gary, I think you'll appreciate it.
Find the tweet.
I will find the tweet.
Hang on a second. I don't want to do that. X-Ray Girl, with some super chats. I'm checking some here.
Oh, sure. We do have Lever of Green for $20, says Gary. It's 2024 and 5% of Americans still believe in the Fauci nonsense. Don't these people ever get tired of covering up their faces? The coof is long over for 95% of Americans, but I guess a sucker is born every minute.
Go. I still look. I'm in California. You're going to see people with masks everywhere. There were people with masks at the convention this weekend. People with masks. It's just you just sort of whatever.
They're allowed to do what they want, whatever, as long as they're not forcing you to wear a mask. That would be my problem.
You know what? I don't care. I don't mask shame. I'm like, you don't know someone's circumstances. Maybe they work with a loved one that's older that, so I get it. They don't want to get sick, not even get pneumonia or a cold or whatever. But this is a very long, but it's something maybe for a future video. Gary, I just put in the private chat, but
maybe. I don't know. I wear a mask when I'm in Asia because of the dirt. So I don't know.
That's just because you want to fit in. That's because you just
no.
That
The amount of dirt in the air is disgusting. So
where do you go in Asia?
Like Vietnam,
right?
A lot of vehicles,
right?
So yeah.
No, it's just there's a lot of pollution, whatever. Like I wear a mask when I work with wood because there are particles in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. What are you doing making a face?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm not shaming you for working with wood.
I was at Home Depot yesterday. I was buying some varnish and sort of stained varnish mix. I got some personal projects I'm going to be working on. Not anything weird. But I don't know. I just you saw my weird bar that I have, the sort of weird wooden bar. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a glaze on top. It's going to look freaking awesome. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
we have Joseph's Dots for $4.99 saying, Chris, I will be doing the epoxy on yours and Alan's chains this week. They're almost done.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you so much. Yes. Where did we meet? Or no, maybe you just sent me an email. It's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Duke Devil 95 for $20 says, I'm still reading through the Gina lawsuit. The amount of $75K is the minimal financial amount required to get into federal court. That is likely why she is pleading that much. Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking that obviously the reason that the lawsuit was worded that way and there was that amount was to make sure they could just file it. It's like, you want to make a case. You want to give yourself the best chance to win.
Yes.
Give yourself the best chance to win. That's it. All right. I'm back. So,
okay.
You can't do it while I don't often use, this is my Meta PC, so I have everything set up on my other one. I just got to redo all my settings on this.
Oh, no.
It's fine. It's fine. So, well, let's pull up that video. Let's see if I can find it. We played it yesterday. It was...
Do you want me to read some more soups while you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Mad Dog 375 for $2 says, X-Ray Girl's back. I'm feeling bad and we'll watch later. I'm sorry I got you sick. Caliath for $10 says, Hail Miss Austin from The View just discovered not only is she not pure genetics, her family owned slaves. I smell a perfect topic for The View. X-Ray. Dye Gary's beard next. That would be Gary's wife that would do that. And I don't think Gary would want to dye his beard.
Never, ever will I dye my beard. I'm not on infomercials and I'm not in porn. So no, not going to do that. That's about the gayest thing you can possibly do. All right. Here, I'm going to give you the link.
Okay.
Ray Girl.
Also, Eric K said, Chris Gore likes to play with his wood, confirmed for $2.
Yes, I do like to play with would, but generally, depending, like when I'm spray painting or doing what? I'm doing any kind of look. I have a bunch of quote N95 masks, but I wear them.
Ignore what I just gave you.
I know it.
Okay,
I wear them when I'm like doing stuff like spray painting or whatever. I don't want to get the fumes. So there you go.
Right.
I'm serious.
I'm sure you are.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who claims to not play with his wood is a liar.
There you go.
No, that's not it. You go to the video part.
Oh my God. This is what the video, it was actually like a Scrooge McDuck person.
It's
animated.
It's I'm not a Disney guy. It's Werner von Duck or whatever.
Werner von Duck. Okay,
Yeah.
well, whatever. Alan would know.
Hitler
He's
Duck.
Right.
Grubel Duck. I don't know.
This thing, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Let's go.
Welcome, shareholders. Friends, relatives, and esteemed chairman, you're probably wondering what we're all doing here today. Now, let's begin.
Whoa, Professor Ludwig von Drake, slow down there. On April 3rd, the Walt Disney Company will be hosting its annual meeting of shareholders, and we need you to all vote for your board. Over the coming weeks, you'll be receiving your voting.
Pause for a second. It's fucking cheesy Disney, like cartoon, generic voice actor who talks like this. Everybody, it's like this really sweet, nice voice. And if you don't comply, you will die. Fucking evil. God. Hit play.
To the white proxy card. You may see them even sooner if you had consented to receiving them by email, so keep a watch on your inbox. Professor Ludwig, why don't you tell our shareholders how they can vote?
Yes. Today, we're going to use the Van Drake method.
Professor Ludwig, they don't vote using those kinds of cards. Voting is easy. You can vote electronically or by good old-fashioned mail. Note that if you type in the website address, you'll be asked to provide the control number shown on the white proxy card, so be sure to have it handy. If you access the website using the QR code on the white proxy card or the white Vote Now button.
They actually are saying white.
They are. The way he talks is so white.
Oh my God.
White.
Bad.
People. Oh my gosh.
Button on your email, no control number will be needed. Please vote all of your shares in all of your accounts. Each account will have a separate control number specific to the white proxy card. All electronic votes have to be submitted no later than 11:59 p.m. on April 2nd, 2024. If you hold shares in the Disney employee plan, please note the earlier voting deadline indicated on your white voting instruction form. Remember, it's important you vote only for Disney's 12 nominees using the white proxy card.
See
Do
that,
not
Chris?
vote for the
Pause. You see that?
That's the card. So they're recommending.
No. What they said before, you weren't paying attention. I caught you. Go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Hit play.
On April 2nd, 2024. If you hold shares in the Disney employee plan, please note the earlier voting deadline indicated on your white voting instruction form. Remember, it's important you vote only for Disney's 12 nominees using the white proxy.
Yeah. That, yes. It's important you vote only for the company nominees, not the Trian Group or Blackwell's nominees. I don't know. Are those? Well, Nelson Peltz is on there. Why doesn't everyone just vote for him?
Well, apparently there's other cards that maybe like there's a card for the Peltz group and the Blackwell group. And they later tell you to throw those cards away. Don't use those. Use our cards.
Oh my God.
So hit play. Yeah, it's creepy. Hit play.
Card. Do not vote for the Trian Group or Blackwell's nominees. Voting this year is critical, no matter how many or how few shares you may own. Professor Ludwig, what should the shareholders do with their blue and green proxy cards?
Yes.
Oh, he's on the phone.
I do not need the extended warranty.
Well, shareholders may simply discard them. Please do not use the blue or green proxy cards.
A difficult question for the professor?
Thank you, Professor. I think our shareholders are now well informed on how to vote for their board. Remember, it's important you vote only for Disney's 12 nominees using the white proxy card. Do not vote for the Trian Group or Blackwell's nominees. We thank you for supporting Disney. If you have any questions about voting your shares, please call our proxy solicitor, Innisfree M&A Incorporated. From Professor Ludwig von Drake and I, thank you. and goodbye.
Is that even legal? I mean, is that
Apparently.
legal?
Yes. It
I
is
will
legal.
make it legal. Sorry.
It is
Quoting the
legal.
prequels. It's just weird. It feels like something that would come from like an authoritarian government, but it's Disney. So
yes, an authoritarian government, basically.
right,
Yes.
exactly.
One
Like,
that was stripped of powers in Florida. And just ask, you know what? We don't talk about this enough. You're in LA. Just ask Orange County how they feel about Disney.
Oh yeah, they hate it.
They fucking hate him. So yeah. They used to like him. Now they hate him because Disney has pretty much bought off every county supervisor, every single thing. They've done a bunch of illegal shit. They've swapped up land that they didn't have the rights to, and yeah, all kinds of shit. All kinds of shady shit happens in Orange County, California. Anaheim's kind of a shithole. But the rest of Orange County is pretty nice.
It is. It's become that for sure. It's just such a weird, you see it, how the class disparity is just getting worse and worse between the ultra rich and the elites and the poor or people living in tents, the fentanyl zombies of Los Angeles. That could be a baseball team, the fentanyl zombies of Los Angeles. That could be maybe a T-shirt. Who knows? Yeah, no, it's just really sad to see. And you really see it in Anaheim. There are these sort of like strip motels that people live in, and it's sad. It's really pathetic and sad. And I've had friends that work for Disney. Like, I'm talking about at levels of like, like selling tickets or just like your sort of basic jobs at Disney. They all have horror stories. Every one. About working for that company.
Yeah, people were coming to us at the meetup going, I work for Disney. I love what you do. Keep doing it. So, a bunch of their employees aren't happy with this either, but not much you can do with Bob Iger coming back with his yes men and women around him.
Well, I mean, when you continue to demonstrate that you're willing to bend over for the very vocal minority, and then I would say the tolerant majority are just like, yeah, that's cool. We want everybody to, all are welcome. And, they believe in the true definition of what inclusion means. And then you see how these words have been perverted. But I think that's once you demonstrate that you're willing to do that and you give in to the mob, then you're just a tool. You're just a tool. I feel like there's just a profound lack of leadership. I mean, did you see the video that came out? I think it was this morning, of a guy that this is in San Francisco. He goes into an Apple store and he steals 42 iPhones in 45 seconds. And he's just ripping them off because, they've got these like metal cables on them. Well, apparently those are easily ripped off. He rips them off. He's putting them in his baggy pants, filling with 42 phones. And then he walks out of the San Francisco Apple store past a cop car that's parked in front of the store. And I think that's more than $900 worth, but they're not even stopping those kind of crimes. And it's like, look, when you don't punish crime, there's going to be more crime. And that even goes for like simple things like allowing this, like I say, vocal minority to dominate. And it's I don't know, it's beyond the pale to me. So
well, they'll vote London Breed back in.
Right.
She'll win. So
I don't understand how Karen Bass got in LA. She's done
3
nothing.
a.m. ballot dump probably had a lot to do with that.
Because the other guy was ahead. And then suddenly the next day she won. I don't know. It makes you think, at least question, whatever.
Right. Hang on. I'm looking for.
Should X-Ray Girl read a soup?
Yeah, she would.
Okay.
She will. Oh.
No, go on.
Okay. Let's see here. We got Hanzo Sword 01 for $20. Says Gina has filed a Disney lawsuit. This is good, but what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the Lucasfilm.
There we go. Jay Chacha for $20 says, I have 4 shares that my grandparents gave me from back in the 80s. So I'm going to look at getting a voting ballot and discarding my white ballots. Hail. Dang. Love that. Riley Connor for $20 says, sup, brother. Did you get your custom fig I made you? Wish I could have made it to MegCon. Looked like you guys had a bad ASS time. It might be a while, but I look forward to partying with you guys again soon. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did. It's hanging up on my wall. Thank you. On one of the walls of wonder. And a room tour is imminent. Imminent. M&Ms.
Yep.
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Ooh, I like M&Ms.
I like M&Ms too. I do.
And then we have Andrew Matthews for 2 British pounds says, Chris loves polishing his hard wood.
He does. He does.
I'll post photos. I'll post photos.
Oh my gosh.
Share that article that I put in from the Mary Sue.
Just like Chris is going to share his photos of his wood.
Just the Mary Sue. Mary Sue got to do interviews with the cast of Dune Part 2. And I saw the woman who was doing the interviews. And oh my, I despise this media outlet. The Mary Sue is so disingenuous. They lied about me when I put out the Make Marvel Mail Again tweet. And then it was all this discussion in the chat. And then they wrote like this thing disparaging me where they out and out lied about me, where they could have looked at, even though my Wikipedia is kind of, there's some stuff in there, it's total BS or opinion, which I don't think Wikipedia should have any opinion. It should just be like a police, report. These are the facts, but it's totally biased. Wikipedia is. And yeah, I despise this media outlet with a passion. I used to read them back in the day, like way years ago. It's like, oh, I'm getting I like to get different perspectives. Now it's just plain old trashing people. F them. F the Mary Sue.
It's always sucked, in my opinion. So, this is a hilarious article, and be ready for the Access Media to go and defend their corporate masters, and we're going to see that right now. And we have it with the good old Mary Sue, who's taking their shots at me too, especially over She-Hulk. Can we stop being gross about She-Hulk? That was my article.
Here's what's going to happen with this case. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to help you identify who are the people who are committed to discovering and learning the truth and who sucks corporate cock.
Oh,
if you are a corporate cocksucker, we're an hour into the stream. If you're a corporate cocksucker, you will be outed. I think we need to add corporate cocksucker to cancel pig as part of the lexicon of the internet, because you're going to see who are the people that are just parroting what Disney says and are corporate cocksuckers, and who are the people like, let me take a second look at what happened to Gina Carano. Something doesn't smell right. I don't know what it is. I'm not really informed. I'm going to look. These are all the things that she said. I
doubt any of the women at the Mary Sue smell right at all. I don't think they passed any smell test, but you probably smell them from a couple houses away. I agree. We go back to the great Bill Hicks, sucking Satan's pecker, sucking. Okay, love the headline. This Gina Carano saga that no one cares about anymore just got worse. So we're gonna write a whole fucking article on it. Thought you didn't care.
They're gonna monetize it.
Gina Carano cannot let sleeping dogs lie because we got to protect Daddy Corporation so we can keep getting interviews with actors that 3 people watch on YouTube. The actress who previously played Cara Dune in The Mandalorian continues to make her own gross social media posts everyone else's business, as she's now suing Disney while being backed by Elon Musk, obvious Nazi, and cursed sentence if I've ever seen one. Every sentence you write is a cursed sentence in this fucking garbage. Carano, who was fired from Disney's payroll after she wouldn't stop posting right-wing social media conspiracy theories like, hey, we shouldn't lock people down. Is that a right-wing conspiracy theory?
She talked about the right to work. I mean, that was one of her posts that I just never didn't see. I can't.
She questioned a vaccine, which is not a vaccine. It's an experimental vaccine that was not approved.
It's a therapeutic, is what it is.
Yeah, it's a placebo that could kill you. So yeah, that's all it fucking was. So right-wing conspiracy theories. Oh my God. According to the Hollywood Reporter, stating that the company discriminated against her because of her posts that were discriminating. Do you see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
They're making a quantitative statement. They were discriminating against the transgender community.
They literally are telling you what to think without you looking. Did you see that video, Gary? Not to sidestep too much, with this professor schooling a kid about the so-called transphobia of J.K. Rowling. Have you seen that video?
Yep.
Amazing. Like, I don't have the patience that guy has. That's how I want to talk to everybody on the internet. I always try to just assume that you're coming from a place of maybe just a lack of information, or you've been brainwashed. You're just parroting things you see other people say on social media, which is why there's such a groupthink. So that video is so good. I just want to send that to everyone who's an idiot. But the student was very open-minded, and that's the person that wrote this needs that kind of schooling. It's like, you can't just say, it's like the dumb thing of like, you state something like it's a fact. It's not. And I love that professor. That professor needs an award for Teacher of the Year.
But the person writing this article, the people who work at Mary Sue are I mean, they're dumb as fuck.
True.
These are dumb bitches. That's what they are. They're not very. They went to university. They took their women's studies classes and got dumber. So and they're still in debt. The Mary Sue has to be funded probably by some nonprofit or something. I don't know how it's even still around. I don't know how any of these websites are still around. They make no money. Obviously, they have to work a day job or welfare or whatever this chick does. But I just want to read it to remind everybody, like, the idiots we're dealing with, and the fact that corporate Hollywood gave them power. They have no power. Cancel culture's never had power. It was anointed by corporate America, and corporate America through Twitter, old Twitter, would silence any voice of dissent. So we were just getting one opinion all the time. They had cornered the market, and now they're not only losing power, they have lost power. They have lost power. So I am enjoying the fucking cope. Whine away, you dumb bitch. Because the Mary Sue, God, the day that goes out of business, I'm having a party. Maybe 24-hour live stream. Be great.
Can I be on the live stream?
Yeah, because this crap site has been crap forever. I hated it. It's been around a long time. Unfortunately. And again, it's something that's probably funded by some nonprofit feminist organization. I don't know. Don't care.
I'll find out right now.
So they said that those posts, Beep Bop Boop, was discriminating towards transgender people who were trying to force somebody to put something in their bio on Twitter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have responded with Beep Bop Boop. It would have been more like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You're transgender. You can do it. So her posts also spread misinformation about COVID-19 vaccine and a number of other issues that company reportedly talked with her about. Now, Carano is trying to get the court order that would force Lucasfilm to recast her as Cara Dune. Kind of misreported, possibly. I'm not saying it's not on the table, but we'll see. Guess she wasn't making the kind of money working for Ben Shapiro, and she was getting over The Mandalorian. She's making more money post Lucasfilm. a lot more money. And as I said in my video, Disney Star Wars needs Gina Carano more than Gina Carano needs Disney Star Wars. I would force them to offer her job back just so she could say no.
Right.
That's what I like. I would just like ask me to come back. Please come back, Gina. No. Elon Musk is involved because of a statement he previously made about anyone who was fired for their social media posts. Look at Mary Sue, the rebels. They're supposed to be the rebels. They're the ones on the fringes, on the outside, being authoritative assholes. Shocking turn of events. Shocking. Some mindless, dumb fuck commie wants to be authoritative. There you go. Musk said he would pay for the legal bills accrued, and he is helping Carano, a famous actress, foot the bill. No, he's helping with his really fucking good lawyers. Because when you're taking on a billion-dollar corporation, a millionaire would get their ass handed to them. I don't think I'm going out on a limb by saying that. In a statement by Joe Benarock, who is X's head of business operations, said a sign of X Corp's commitment to free speech. We're proud to be provided financial information for Gina Carano's lawsuit, empowering her to seek vindication and a free speech. I guess no one doing this realized that not only is Disney a company, and that means they can like fire anyone for any number of lawful reasons. Wow. I wonder what their take was on the strike, Chris.
Who knows?
Yes. California is an at-will state. I totally agree.
Hey, all you boaters out there. Any way you
Hang
float protected with Progressive. They insure over
It's at will,
just like yours.
but it's also
Hey, all you
there are
boaters
other
out there,
laws and
sure,
protections.
you're
Which is why I think that they filed the lawsuit in California with regard to sex discrimination.
Yeah. There are also laws on the books that protect you, what you just said, that protect you from being fired. And what the issue is she did stuff that wasn't as bad as her fellow employees who did not get fired. So that's where the case is. Now, if Disney fired Pedro and Gina, probably wouldn't have a case.
Yeah.
Probably would. They fired Pablo and Pedro. They fired anybody who popped off on Twitter. They wouldn't have a case. There's consistency there. It's the inconsistency. You retarded bitch. I guess they can fire like whatever they want, including the social media post. More than that, Disney famously told Carano that she needed to do what to do to keep her job, and she refused, something that Carano herself admitted. And what was that? What was that exactly? Was that something they made Pedro Pascal do to keep his job? Pablo Hidalgo to keep his job? Mark Hamill's still doing stuff there. Is that stuff they made him do to keep his job? Don't think so. Don't think so. They just did it to her. Now, though, Gina is trying to be... By the way, she did some of that stuff. She watched some documentaries. She talked to representatives from GLAAD, and it wasn't enough. They wanted to keep piling on. Again, did they do that with anybody else? No. That is a sign of discrimination. Now, though, Carano is trying to be the people's voice by forcing Disney to hire her back via the court system. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Some of us have been unjustly singled out. Oh, sorry, I can't use the gay voice for that. Harassed, prosecuted, and had our livelihood stripped away because we dared to encourage conversation, ask questions, and refused to go along with the mob, she stated. Which, again, Disney has the right to fire someone based on their social media post. She tried to claim that her male co-star posts liberal issues could have gotten them fired as well, seemingly calling out Pedro Pascal. No, not seemingly, she did. That argument woefully misunderstands both how her posts were offensive and what it means for the company to be able to fire an employee for their online viewpoints. How were they offensive? To you? Seems like a lot.
I think she was
Mary Sue.
She was kind of tame compared to Pedro and
Very tame.
people like Pedro and Mark Hamill and like I'm like wow, you know. And the thing is, I wasn't even aware of all those Pedro posts. You know, going through that the legal filing. I can't believe it.
Drunk showed yesterday on Tuesday night's main event a producer from Lucasfilm who said MAGA kids should go in the wood chipper.
Yes. How does that guy
showed a
still
picture
work?
of a wood chipper with a bunch of blood spurting out of it.
I saw that. I couldn't believe it.
I'm sorry. Is Beep Bop Boop worse than that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I love it when really dumb people think they're smart.
That's where I live, Gary. I live in the state.
This bitch thinks she knows better than
percentage
Elon Musk, Gina Carano, and their fucking lawyers.
I live in the state that is the highest percentage of those types of people. It's dumb people who think they're smart. Welcome to California. This is where I live and just suffer.
Where the average temperature is slightly above the average IQ. So
right. 70s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The argument woefully misunderstands. Carano went on to talk about how excited she was to have X funding her suit. I'm honored that my case has been chosen to be supported by the company that has been one of the last glimmers of hope for free speech in this world. As if this could not get worse, she somehow brought up the late Carl Weathers into this. No, he backed her. Called her the night she was fired. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Fuck this bitch. I can't even talk about it. Yeah, so the late Carl Weathers publicly backed her during her firing, called her during her firing, tried to get her unfired. Bill Burr is getting a lot of credit for kind of calling it out in a podcast. I listen. I know a lot of people like Bill Burr. I think he half-asses his comedy. I think he's full of shit. I think he's mostly a woke asshole, and he also screwed over Anthony Cumia. Anthony Cumia used to have him on his show. Oh, Bill Burr. And Bill Burr, once Anthony got in trouble, Bill Burr, I guess his wife told him that he couldn't hang out with Anthony Cumia anymore, and he had to sit down and tell him, he's like, I can't have anything to do with you. Not professional.
What?
Anything, ever. So, I'm on the edges of comedy. I'm a badass. I'm going to call shit out. His wife told him he couldn't hang out with Anthony anymore. So he didn't.
Weird.
That's why I'm not the biggest Bill Burr fan in the world. I'm not a fan at all, actually. But if, some people like him, just got to know the guy's, like most fucking Hollywood fakes, is full of shit. Anthony Cumia is one of the last real ones out there. Gets a little racy. Yeah, that's what Howard pretended to be for a long time. Anthony's a real deal.
But it's weird because I grew up listening to Howard. I remember him in Detroit and then in the early 90s. And God, I loved Howard. He was very anti-establishment. And then post that movie, Private Parts, which was the late 90s that came out?
Were you listening when, you listening when before the book came out, dude?
Yeah.
I got so sick. He shilled for that thing for a fucking year. And I'm like, okay, dude, I know your book is coming out. And it's okay to mention it once in a while, but he would go on, it would be hours and hours. And you know what? By the time the book came out, he described the entire book on his show.
Right. So it didn't even, I know there were no surprises. But look, I like even Howard, like in the early 2000s, I got in 2005, I got the Sirius XM and I liked when Artie was on there. But
Artie
I feel
was
like
awesome.
Artie was great, but they did him a disservice because I almost feel like they kind of reveled in his effed up life and they were less concerned with helping him and more concerned with good content that made good content.
Yeah.
And I was like, at the end, I mean, I don't have Sirius. I canceled it, right after the pandemic stuff happened. I just sort of had the subscription because I threatened to cancel and they'd say, well, just keep it for free. You're like, all right.
I have it, but I don't listen to Howard at all.
Ever. Yeah, but it's seeing his turn was weird. It was really all the reaction to the pandemic stuff is what kind of drove him crazy. And he was already a germaphobe before that.
Yeah, he was a major germaphobe.
So this didn't help things.
No. So Chris, let's talk about, before we get to soups, let's talk about you're making waves in Hollywood, and this is an article series that could go on for a year as long as you keep getting stuff, right? I'm starting to get stuff now. I got to forward it to you.
Yeah, please. I mean, like, look, we got to help each other. But the thing is, this is like, I don't think that a lot of the people that are reaching out see any other place to go. They don't see anyone else talking about it. Not The Reporter, not Deadline, not Variety, not IndieWire. These are the Wrap. Those are the sort of main trade reporters that are out there. There are individual reporters that have Substacks, people like David Poland with the Hot Button. I like his stuff. We don't align politically. I got in a little fight with him once about masks and what my thoughts were. And but we've always respected each other, and he's committed. One thing I know about him, he's committed to the truth, and he'll correct a lot of things that are in the trades that are just spreading bad ideas. But a lot of people are reaching out to both of us now. And it's really, it's the stuff that's they just don't have a place to go. So yes, there'll be more articles. Alan's coming out with a new Disney Files. I think it's a week from today. We've got a follow-up to the WGA, more writers. Gary, I got a whole big file now of like post that story, more stuff coming out. I just am saving it to craft it into some context. And obviously so much stuff has to be cut, but I think this stuff, the dam is broken. Right? This stuff is leaking out. The thing though that Elon shared, which was that big list of the sort of, all the equity and how, first of all, it was headache inducing to read that, but that was on the Disney website. That wasn't something that was like some secret internal document. That's public. The Jedi training thing was not public. That was from an internal email newsletter sent to members of the Art Directors Guild. Right. And many other guilds have adopted or offered the Jedi training. So, and it's not about choking people out or, using, grabbing a lightsaber or remote control for your television from across the room. That's what a lot of people think Jedi powers are. This is Jedi training. It's justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. That's what Jedi stands for, according to this seminar that's being forced upon everyone in Hollywood. Is being forced to take some sort of seminar. And I think a lot of this is for the HR departments. It's legal due diligence, but the way it's being forced down people's throats is kind of crazy. And this is supposed to be voluntary, but the person who reached out to Film Threat said he keeps getting an email saying, hey, you haven't made an appointment. You haven't scheduled to go through your Jedi training. And the fact that it's named in such a way, it's so effing evil. Everything. Do you remember like any sort of bill that goes through, the federal government, whenever the way that they name it is usually the opposite of what it is. Like, the CARES Act or this, it's always like that's such a great, it's like they're branding the horrible stuff that they're doing behind the scenes, like basically foreign aid, which is, I think it just has to be more commonly known that
foreign aid is we will get our bombs over there.
Foreign aid
and
is
drop them.
Foreign aid is, we're going to give you money to buy things from us. Right? Like that's kind of
foreign
what
aid is giving some rebels some guns.
Yeah, but you give them the money and then they just give the money back. So it's like it's a grift. It's the money is, I don't even know, does that money actually end up going to those people?
Yes. Dude, mountains of cash going to Ukraine, mountains of it.
Oh God.
And it's actual cash. So
I just think that there is a world that is being presented to us that is not reality, which was the whole point of the movie The Matrix. You know what I mean? Like,
this is all pre-packaged plan. Nothing is real. It's all fake. But they're continuing this to look good.
Right.
So you don't look into these as the corporations get bigger. It's so you don't look into what they're really doing, and what they're really doing is screwing people over. They're not. Nothing has changed. They're still casting couches. All this shit's still going on. It's just wrapped in a nice HR veneer.
Right. It's the veneer of we're doing good. So we have an intimacy coordinator. It's all about, this is just what I've noticed, like just having been around this industry for so long, is people care about more about the perception than the actual thing. Right.
Yep.
Like, it's just from so many people and so many examples that I can give.
I have a question.
Yes.
The sensitivity reading thing you went over.
Yes.
Tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, so there's a video. Wait, I should just go and make it public again so you can share it. But effectively what we did was members of the Writers Guild became aware of a community of writers. And this community is, they offer these seminars, which it's a buy-in, so you got to pay, right? And then they offer consulting services, and that's also not unusual. A lot of people who are writers will do a script read and give coverage, and they'll charge a couple $100. That's actually useful. I've gotten coverage for a script that I wrote recently. I paid for coverage. It's worth paying for. What they're saying is, in addition to that, what you need to do is you need to do a sensitivity read. So say, for example, you're a white writer and you have black characters in your movie. You need to hire a black sensitivity reader to read the script to make sure there's no blind spots. These are some of the words, their words. You're not missing any blind spots, or you're not racist. And you're basically compelled to have what amounts to a struggle session. Yes.
I have a question. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Are there any white sensitivity readers for the white characters?
That was never mentioned in this 47-minute video that I received. Alan and I only got through the first 15 minutes, and then it went to questions from the audience. We kind of stopped it there. But I actually shared the entire video for members only. If you're a member of the Film Threat channel, you can watch the whole video, the whole 47 minutes without commentary. So obviously members of the community, the video blew up. It's got like 31,000 views with like 1,000 comments, and obviously may have ruffled some feathers. So that community reached out to do a takedown notice. I have never, since I've been doing the Film Threat YouTube channel, never gotten a takedown notice from anyone. We've gotten like copyright claims for music, and that's just kind of normal. Whatever.
And a takedown notice under what circumstances? Is privacy complaint? Like people?
I'll find it. It's a takedown request for the video sensitivity read. And let's see where, where is it? I have it.
Essentially, a privacy complaint is you got video of somebody who doesn't want to be in your video. You showed their face without permission. That usually goes by the wayside when you put something public. Like one of my strike videos, we had an actress who was basically marching for the Film Actors Guild, even though she was getting no compensation for it, and she didn't work enough to she barely qualified, and they were just using people. They were using basically actors, background actors, to strike, which is hilarious. And she was worried about it, and she talked about it. She hit my video, and it got hit, and I fought it. I'm like, no, I got this off of YouTube. We got this off of YouTube, and YouTube actually, to their credit, like put the video back up within an hour.
Well, I just forwarded you the actual.
Wow.
And we're going to talk about the video. I'm going to answer a question. Yeah.
We can hear it. We can hear it.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's
sorry
okay.
about that. Okay. Sorry, Gary.
Film Threat. Who sings that?
Oh my God. I hired someone off Fiverr to do.
At least it wasn't Tinder.
This was you go to Fiverr, it's 2Rs.com. I just hired a guy that would, if you give them lyrics to a song, they'll make. So that's actually the opening. There's a longer version of the song, which we use for our audio podcast. This is before YouTube. This is like in 2017. But yeah, so yeah. I was gonna edit it to make it public. How do I do that? I gotta do that. I'll do that right now. But I just forwarded it to you. I've never gotten anything like this ever.
Oh, throw it in the private chat to X-Ray Girl.
What, the video?
Whatever you forwarded to me.
Whatever I forwarded. Oh, can I?
Did you forward the video or an email?
No, I forwarded the email.
Oh,
okay.
I can get that too. If need be.
Yeah. What's your email? Or just what's your email, X-Ray Girl?
No, it's okay. I got it.
She has,
I got it.
She has access to mine.
She has access.
I don't use it often.
Okay, so I don't know. They said, someone put in the request. YouTube is saying we haven't taken action yet. I just don't know how to do that.
You got to wait. Well, for one, you just respond with no. A simple no.
Okay.
Hey, no. And if you want to talk about it, sure, but no. And then if they take it to YouTube, then, YouTube will do its thing. It might yank it because they tend to just always do that to play it safe, but then you can fight it and win.
Okay, so I just basically, what do? I respond on YouTube to them?
Well, they have to file it on YouTube, and then you respond to YouTube.
Okay, so I file it on YouTube. I can't even find the video. Maybe,
but if they haven't taken,
you mean you can't find the video in your studio?
Yeah. I gotta go to YouTube Studio. I gotta go to YouTube.
I have the video. Do you want?
Oh, good.
Yeah, let's just take a look.
Yeah,
at the
so
video.
because I just unlisted it. I didn't take it down.
So
I unlisted
the
it.
link should be fine. Unlisted is still a shareable link. So
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. So you have the link to it.
There we go.
Oh, I found it. Okay. Should I just make it public again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I sent a kind of a nice letter to the guy saying, let's talk about it. I said, this could start
I
a
would have sent back,
conversation.
let's talk about it.
Oh
I would
my
have put a little image
God.
of saying, let's talk about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just made it live again.
Good. I mean, it kills the momentum of the video. You should next time call me.
Yeah. You were on Real BBC and I didn't want to bother you and shit was happening.
Fucking drunk
This was
3PO
gonna
calls
be-
us during a panel.
Did he? Oh, that's right. It was so funny.
I called
I love
Jeremy
it.
right when he was starting Tuesday night's main event. I don't give a shit.
Oh, that was such a funny moment, though. It was worth it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Are
Okay, so I just
we
made
not
it public
sharing it?
again.
Are we not sharing?
Yeah, we can. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
share it.
Share it.
Share it. Share the. I like the thumbnail. I'm very proud of the thumbnail. How do you show the thumbnail? Okay, so, I mean,
I can't hear
you can-
anything.
the part where
God dang it.
I don't want to hear. I hate
Professionals
this
here, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
We are professionals.
It's all good. But yeah, if you would share the link, that way maybe a lot of people get more views.
Oh, I'll share it out.
And
Yeah,
look,
share
Gary,
it with your friends.
share it with your friends.
And your
Sharing
frenemies.
is caring.
I'll send you the whole video, Gary. I just think it's one of those things where it's kind of longish, but worth going through.
But we'll go over a few minutes of it. That's
The worst here's just to give context. The person who sent this to me were more than one person from the WGA was concerned that for two reasons. One, they're offering this sensitivity read service at 3 times what people normally pay to get a script read. And a script read is a normal practice, 3 times the cost. So they're basically using this quote seminar as a way to sell the services of the people that are on screen. The second thing was the WGA person thought that the advice they were giving was terrible advice, just god awful, terrible advice that should not, because they're basically, their audience are up and coming writers who have no credits whatsoever. And then the writers on screen have maybe, I think they all had maybe 1 credit to their name. One of a woman, I think a woman, what you never know in California. You never know.
Hard to tell sometimes.
Hard to tell. I'm really surprised that they didn't go around and do pronouns. So, I love as. So what had was on The Flash for 3 seasons. Now, I don't know, like wrote scripts, whatever, but like in the writer's room, apparently. So, maybe some good advice there. But I just think that here's the danger of this. If sensitivity read is now going to be another standard, in addition to the BS that Elon tweeted out with like all the diversity, equity, inclusion stuff, if now sensitivity read is just another grift that Hollywood studios are going to have to deal with when making movies, and what you're going to get, it's going to gentrify art. It's an attempt to gentrify and make art. It's not dangerous or interesting or whatever. We want perfect people dealing with each other in a perfect way all the time. Not one Quentin Tarantino movie would survive a sensitivity read. Movies like Blazing Saddles, written by Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks, would have never been made. This is a dangerous, slippery slope into dystopian gentrification of art. That's what this, and yes, it's a 47-minute panel, whatever. We can only get through 15 minutes of it, and it's Alan and I stopping and commenting, whatever. But it's worth discussion, and I'm sure maybe Gary, you could pull a clip or two for a video here and there. Might be of use. This is dangerous because they're trying to normalize this as something that you have to do if you're going to be in the industry. And it supposes that you can only write from a place of like, you can only write a character that looks exactly like you. These are all bad ideas. So
bad ideas. Let's hear a little bit of this.
You're going to have to step forward.
Step forward.
And we're going to talk about this. We're going to answer a question. What is a sensitivity reading? I had never heard this term until I received an email. Skip forward and actually get the video. And actually maybe go like 10 minutes in.
10 minutes?
Yeah. Because you're going to get like, because they just introduced themselves, which is actually kind of funny. Yeah.
All right.
Right about here is good.
Asian tale, but it's voiced by predominantly Chinese actors. And to say that Chinese actors know the experience of a Southeast Asian character is false. But at the same time, we are all human beings. We all experience different things. There's certain details that as different cultures have that kind of brings a little bit of nuance to it, but we all relate in that way. And this is not about the art. This is not about the human experience. This is about nitpicking and making assumptions that the Asian person here understands everything about the Asian experience and the tropes, and it's just this is just the fact that a writer would volunteer themselves in their script to something like this is maddening to me.
Well, it's just another way to police art. And I think part of the thing is
to make art uninteresting, to make art bland.
Scroll up to the part. Sorry.
Go ahead and actually
go to where they're talking.
You can go back 5 minutes or forward a little bit, but like, let's hear them talk.
I'm in a passive.
Had any coffee yet today, so my brain is running a little bit slow. But I agree, and I think like no matter what, before you send your script out in any sort of like professional capacity, whether that's to like your manager, like your team, or even to like competitions or producers or whatever, like no matter what, you should always have someone read your script anyway. Like even if it's just a friend or someone in the writing community, first of all, to do like a typo check and like, pick up on tiny things you might have missed, but also to flag things that, might bump against them in terms of like, if you do have, if your work covers a sensitive topic or it features an identity that you don't identify with, or even if you do identify with that identity, it's always good to have someone sort of chime in on whether or not they think you're telling this most accurate version of that story.
You know what happens? You know what? Yeah, right, Alan. You know what happens when you let other writers read your script in Hollywood? They fucking steal it. So
that could happen too.
Yeah.
But I mean, her basic thing of like, always good to have someone read,
it sucks.
Get script notes, before you send it out. Like,
sure.
But like what they're talking about specifically is sensitivity toward different. I just don't see how like you get filmmakers like Christopher Nolan. Do you want all of this to be policed? And is this going to be, I mean, look, there are a lot of people who sell stupid services to the studios. They tend to bend over backwards because, like I said earlier, they care more about how they look, how they are perceived than what they're actually doing. This is why you have COVID compliance officers and intimacy coordinators and all of this. This is a sensitivity read is going to be, you're going to see. This is why you've got, like, in the gaming community, you've got these full companies built on, we want to make it palatable for a modern audience, not to go down the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League conversation, which I'm so sick of. And I feel so dumb. I pre-ordered that game months ago when there was like the trailer was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This will be different. Now that I see everything that's come out about it, I have no interest in playing it. I want my money back. But there are companies, you can ask Jeremy, knows a lot about this. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. These companies that will come in and look at your game for modern sensibilities. This is the movie version of that, the sensitivity read, the sensitivity reading. And that's why I think it's so dangerous. I really think it's, unfortunately, for really good clips, you're going to have to pan for gold. You could probably cut this video down to like less than 10 minutes or 5 minutes of salient, really interesting points, because they tend to drone on, just like I did just now when I said those words.
I think we got the gist. We got, like,
you get the gist. Like,
everything is racist, everything is sexist. We're not going to have white sensitivity readers, and your identity, because they can't say that without, like, up talking. Your identity, even if you identify as your identity, you still need some identity to redefine your identity. Fucking shut up. Just
right.
Shut up. Creativity is dead. Hollywood is dead if they go down this road. They're fucking dead.
Yes,
they are.
That's what's so disheartening, that if this is now going to be something that's taken seriously, that's why members of the WGA who saw this sent it to me and asked me to publicly comment on it and show some of it. So I was asked to do this. I feel like I'm kind of the middle person, in the sense that there were people, like actual professionals from the WGA, that are looking at this writers community saying, oh my God, another thing that's going to be policed. These are bad ideas, and kind of wanted to nip it in the bud.
Put this up, X-Ray Girl. Oh no, this is fucking great. It came up an hour ago. Hang on.
What's that?
Elon just tweeted this.
Oh no, we got to share it. Breaking news.
I fucking love Elon so much.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Dude, I don't know if this is a legit rumor. If this is the direction they're going to go for Pirate 6,
no one's gonna watch it.
I have job security for a little while, and that's a hard thing to find here in YouTube. So bring it on, baby. Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh.
Wow.
Is there anything original, or are we just going to see everything remade?
Disney is reportedly considering Aya
Adibri or something. Yeah.
What the fuck has she been in? The Bear?
I think she's the Bear is like,
she's in The Bear. So a show that's critically acclaimed that 10 people have watched. But I know some people have watched it who like it, but like it's not in the uber zeitgeist.
Right.
And you know why they do this? It's cheap.
I hate to say, but I think part of it is
fucking cheap.
A lot of it is they can pay Johnny Depp 20-30 million, or they can pay her $1 million.
So if people think Disney is going to turn around in any way, shape, or form, be it Lucasfilm, be it Marvel, be it Pixar, ain't happening. It is not fucking happening. The entire town could change, and Disney will not be able to change. Bob Iger's out of touch. People have brought this up. They're internet illiterate, but they're also culturally illiterate. These motherfuckers who run Disney don't watch their own shit. They know nothing about it. They have no fucking clue. So they are not changing. This is glorious. Johnny Depp's not coming back anyway, and good for him. I wouldn't fucking come back.
Yeah.
I would not come back. He doesn't need it. And Pirate 6, even if Johnny came back, it's not going to be like, is Gore Verbinski going to come back and direct it? You know, they haven't been good for a while. Right.
Now, if they do make this new Pirates of the Caribbean with Aya Debris or whatever, I am going to tell you right now what the title of the movie is going to be.
The porno pirates will be better than that movie.
It's going to be called Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
That's the title, because all of this stuff that they've done, I was like, why are these titles so uncreative? It's because they're trying to supplant the original movies so that those original movies don't exist. So when I look up Halloween, the 2018 version of Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis comes up instead of the one from, I believe, 1978, where PJ Souls takes her top off. But you know what I'm saying? Like, an amazing scene. She also did the same thing in Stripes. Oh, I remember. But what it's doing is it's replacing and supplanting the originals by using the same title. The only difference is the year, and it all makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, they're just trying to replace the older films.
That's a great point. Yet it's really not, but that's a great point, because now in this streaming economy,
right,
they're competing against themselves.
Yes.
And some of their other stuff might be on their streaming service or somewhere else. And they're hoping remember the straight to DVD market and VHS market where people would make movies that were very similar to like, with DVDs, with the Avengers. And this was back in the Blockbuster days. So you'd have a movie that kind of looks like the hit movie of the time that was made in 2 weeks and it was to launder Coke money. That's kind of what it is, except it's on a much bigger scale. I don't know. Did you ever work in a video? You probably didn't work in a video store because you were making movies, but
what, me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, all of high school.
Okay.
I had newspaper routes, and then at night I worked at a video store, and on weekends I was a dishwasher. So I worked at Thomas Video in Royal Oak, Michigan. It was an famous store because right catty corner from Thomas Video was a Blockbuster, Blockbuster, because they wouldn't carry unrated movies, nothing NC-17. They didn't carry porn. Proudly, whatever you think of porn, I'm a free speech guy. It should be available, and you make responsible choices.
Do not want the government litigating that.
Yes. So
certain things, yes, but not just adult porn. No.
I lied about my age. I was 16. I said I was over 18. I lied, and I worked at the store. I worked at Thomas Video through college. So, but and they carried John Waters movies and unrated films. They carried things like Faces of Death and trauma films and weird. It was all weird. They had like a weird section, all the things that Blockbuster Video would not show. One of the weirdest experiences I ever had, I will never forget it, was they had like the room where the porn was, and a couple observations. Porn would be returned and it would never be rewound. Ever.
Oh, of course.
Never, and what was really funny, we used to laugh because we wanted to see, well, at what point did they finish watching the porn? You could go and actually put it because we have to rewind it, but we'd look for a minute and go, oh, that's when they were done.
That's when they were done.
That's when they were done.
They were not into the story. I can't believe it.
But I had an old gym teacher who pretended not to recognize me, who rented an adult film called, I'll never forget it, Master Slave Relationship. That was the video that my old gym teacher rented from Thomas Video where I worked, and he pretended to not recognize
me. All right, we got to get the super chats. I just asked Chris if he worked at a video store.
and I went off on a tangent. Gary, I'm so sorry.
30 days later.
I'm so sorry.
That's why you're a good streamer. Man.
I have a lot of stories. Me and Robert Burnett. Robert Burnett and I can't have a short conversation.
No.
Rob's been on fire lately. He's been good. Late night. He's been doing stuff. He's getting ready to make a movie, so I think he may be going away for a bit.
There you go. Riley Connor for $19.99. Sup, brother? Did you get my custom? Did we read this one?
No, we read it and then he changed the second part. So
Okay, MegaCon looked badass. I can't.
I don't want to know.
Mazit Wazad, who I met in Vegas a couple of years ago. Shout out to Chris Gore. Got my physical copy of Attack of the Dock. If you look through this period of G4 TV, it's a must watch. I even bought it on YouTube. It was a moving experience that will give you a nostalgic high. Hail!
And thank you for that. I mean, the Blu-ray, you can still get it at the Film Threat shop or just go to attackofthedoc.com. But thank you for that. I appreciate that.
IO for 20 British pounds, proper money. Entities like the Mary Sue will be funded by dark money organizations like the Emerson Collective, Lauren Powell, Jobs, Pritzker Foundation, or PACs like Progressive Victory, funding Twitch political streamers. Yeah, that's what I meant, but I'm too dumb to remember all of like political PACs and stuff, which fun stuff on the other side too. But that's why we need independent media that is funded solely by you. All right. Zion 42 for $5. Chris, each phone is worth about $900, 900 times that by 42. Great meeting Gary and X-Ray Girl. Well, the iPhones are incredibly cheap to make. There's a huge profit margin on those things. Huge. Fucking ridiculously huge.
Right. But it was just weird because you're used to, like one phone. I guess you could get away with that. 42 and 45 seconds. Honestly, I kind of admire the guy. Like, wow, the physical boom, boom, boom. He's going. I mean, you watch the video, but like there's a cop car parked in front of the Apple store.
Well,
this is San Francisco. I used to go to San Francisco for WonderCon once a year. It was such a fun town to like go and do stuff. Great bar, restaurants. Like I don't, San Francisco when it was good was good. It's unbelievable. It is a lost city. It is the future of other cities.
Melissa's going back soon. She's going to get me some video of downtown, which apparently is just empty. It's empty.
Wow.
Yeah. And a million people a day used to go there. So on top of the population, 1 million people used to commute in to work a day. And it's not like New York. San Francisco's small. The downtown part is very small.
Yes.
How do I say this one? Geek?
Geek the steak or Jake the steak?
Oh.
I don't know.
It's Jake
Probably
the
Jake
steak.
the steak.
It's Jake the steak, but neither of us can read. At least I'm not alone on this one. Chris Gore. I know you already ranted about, but I want to hear you speak on the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, Hail the Fellowship in Cliff Notes version.
Okay, so the Cliff Notes version of it is, and to be clear, I pre-ordered this probably last summer like a long time ago when it first came up for pre-order. I saw the trailer for it. Looks really interesting. It's it's sort of the continuation of this storyline with evil Superman and whatnot. So there you go. And it's also the Arkham games. The Batman Arkham games have been, with the exception of the last one, I think fantastic. I pre-ordered it. Fine. What's come out is not only are they going after the Justice League, they're murdering them in humiliating ways that I think cross a line. When you see the little data modules of the the different Justice League members under Batman, it says like toxic male. They shoot Batman in the head. They urinate on the Flash. It's just, I feel like lines were crossed where it's one thing to kill the Justice League or take them out for a reason. But I think that the graphic nature, I don't remember even any of the Arkham games being this graphic. Batman would fight the bad guys, and you should talk to Mahler about that game. I've been watching him play it, and I played it and finished it years ago. I don't play games nearly as much as I used to, but people are so upset by the manner of the deaths of the Justice League members being done so disrespectfully. It's not simply they're dying, they're being murdered in horrifying ways. and then shamed and humiliated. It just seems like maybe we don't need everything to be this dark. You know, I'm thinking, can we just have a heroic Superman video game? There was one for the N64 that I recall that was terrible. I had it.
By the way, you were way ahead of X-Ray Girl. Sorry to interrupt on that. I was just about to share the Dan Vast thing, and you put it in there already. Go ahead, Chris. Go on.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, so you know me. You get me.
Suicide Squad sucked.
Suicide Squad sucked, and I want to I have not even started playing the game. It just was downloaded to my console because I forgot that I pre-ordered it. And yeah, I just don't play game. I will play game. Maybe I'll stream. Maybe Geezer Gaming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We got to do Geezer Gaming because I saw somebody
Gaming.
had something very similar at the con, but it wasn't Geezer Gaming. So we actually.
I know which one you're talking about.
Let's set a date, Chris. We'll get that done within a month. But real quick.
Sure.
This?
Just on the Watchmenification of all of comics since Watchmen came out is it's fucking done. You have deconstructed the deconstruction of the deconstruction of the deconstruction. What you need to do is reconstruct. That's why, DC's when DC did it briefly with Convergence, and it was a great idea that they abandoned, and especially the Superman books were fucking awesome by Dan Jurgens. They were just great. But it's too late. It's too I hate to say it, you'd have to reset all of your continuity, and if you did that, it would be a disaster. It would be for a modern audience. It's gonna, there's a saying that's repeated in Highlander. It's better to burn out than to fade away. The American superhero is going to fade away. It's going to fade away.
It's unfortunate because I feel like we are living through, since I've been alive, the darkest times I've seen.
Yes.
And we've been through some look.
We lived through the 70s.
I was driving my motorcycle on the sidewalks of LA to get home because the LA Police Department said we cannot guarantee your safety, and they let everyone out of work at the same time. It was 1 p.m. the day of the LA riots in the early 90s. Wow. And traffic was at a standstill. I thought, I'm on a motorcycle. I don't need to be on the roads. Everyone is going through red lights. I'm concerned about just get
By
home.
the way, the LAPD created way more panic by doing that. So
yeah, because they let everyone out of work at the same time.
They basically said panic.
Right. Remember, I'm at work, and they got this. I was working in Beverly Hills. I lived off Melrose Avenue at the time. And I'm sitting here and so I've been through, all I'm saying is I saw the LA riots. It's right down the street.
These are the most divisive times I've ever lived in.
This is worse. This is worse. The most divisive times I've ever lived through. There's no effort whatsoever from the mainstream media to look at things critically or even factually. Look at this story on the Mary Sue. They should be ashamed. Yeah. And they should be ashamed that they have positioned this story to continue to smear Gina Carano. She should go after them. And this, look, the college professor who schooled that kid on J.K. Rowling, that needs to become the common way.
If this suit wins, that changes everything, and it will open the door. And you would think some lawyers would be open to that. Make a few bucks. Lee Cranmer for $5. Chris finally saw G4 Attack of the Dock. Awesome memories. Thank you. Best documentary of last year. I've got a couple of physical copies we're going to give away in Vegas.
Oh, that's great.
I got some other stuff I'm going to give away in Vegas too. Run, it's Godzilla for $9.99. Listening to corporate dick sucker Grace Randolph doing everything she can to spin yesterday was hilarious. I keep telling people the reality snapback isn't going to care about your fucking feelings. I can't wait to watch that, and we'll probably break that down on FNT.
Here's the thing, because I do watch Grace Randolph and John Campea because I want to know what
normies think.
They're normies.
What
they're
complete normies. Fucking normies think. Yes.
I'm like, what does a normie think of whatever this movie, this whatever?
Dude, I don't know what's worse. Grace Randolph's soul or John Campia's high pitch. I don't know. Like he starts every sentence like, oh God, fuck my ears.
But
I can't even get that high. I'd have to twist my nuts.
How are they going to backpedal on this? Are they actually going to read the document as you and I have read, the legal filing against Disney? Will they read it?
No.
Will they look at this and will anyone reconsider their position? That's what I'm saying.
I haven't watched it yet, but I would think John would probably be more understanding than Grace.
You know why?
By that much.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because Robert
Meyer Burnett
RMB is in the room, and Rob, look, you may or may not agree with Rob politically, but he likes facts. And
Rob likes facts.
Yeah.
And I get along great with Robert. Like Robert's like a cool dude. Like he will sit there. He came to Vegas. He was late to the meetup. So he showed up to IHOP, the post meetup at IHOP and hung out with everybody and was fucking great. He's awesome, dude. And he's like, I'm totally, he was blown away. I think it was really cool that somebody from that side saw a meetup and went, oh shit. Yeah. Normal people. They're normal people. They're just nerds. They're fans who want to enjoy their shit. There was no hoods, only Ryans. There was no burning crosses or anything. Yeah, it was just nerds. Mo Zamboni for $10. X-Ray Girl was gone at the meetup. I said, hey, it's Mo Zamboni. And she repeated my name twice with an Asian accent. She goes, Mo Zamboni. Did you really do that? Or you don't remember?
No, I think I didn't hear it well. Like the words got muffled in my ears because it was a club. The music was so loud.
It was fucking loud. And it was getting louder as the night went on. Right.
And I'm like,
and I'm sober. So everybody's getting drunk, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. There's a point where I gotta go. But no, I believe you, X-Ray Girl.
Yeah, you should.
No, she just gets more Asian when she gets drunk. She starts talking like this and starts bowing. Hello.
Oh my God, so many people bowed to me. It was amazing.
She repeated my name twice with an Asian accent. We stared uncomfortably at each other for a bit. Then it hit her. LOL. Thanks for the hug, X-Ray Girl.
You're welcome.
This is also proposed for people writing books. I took a class 4 years ago and was told to get a sensitivity reader for my books to approve characters that were non-white in stealth censorship. John Orchard for $10. You know what? I'm going to start a business. Insensitivity reading. I'm going to make your book and script more insensitive. Okay? It'll be a nominal fee. It won't be much. And I promise it'll get attention.
I mean, it is nothing from the past will pass the test. No amount of compromise is good enough.
No.
And it just sickens me that not only are these, these are writers at the beginnings of their careers giving terrible information to people that are just starting their careers and convincing them that they not only need this service, it's again, you create the problem and then provide the solution, government. So I have no patience for these people anymore. I just don't.
I'm with you. Ministry of Wrongthink for $9.99. Starfield was so bad it's being blamed for making Microsoft give up their console war. That might be why the Steam reviews bumped up out of nowhere. It's Xbox fanboys, as continues to age perfectly. Yes, he does. His rant was one of the best. Is the best rant from last year. Period. End of story. He's also got a great video that you need to watch on Sweet Baby Inc. that he released yesterday. It's right in line with what Chris is talking about, what I was talking about from Chris's article. It's all right in line. It's the DEI isn't going to die easily. Like, we have got to expose this stuff because they want to hide it. They want to hide it. And the more they want to hide it, the more it needs to be exposed. Honky Kong. Honky Kong.
Wow. I like that. Honky
nice
Kong.
Transition.
That's great. Honky Kong for $2 says, when are we going to get a double caffeine coffee? Oh, I do that all the time. My coffee has 1 to 2 shots of espresso in it every day.
Yeah, add espresso. That's the way to do it.
So, Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, the great Legion of Memer. Humor is a sign of intelligence. Careful, guys. You're going to give the Legion of Memers a big head, and that helmet is big enough already. It is, but we like your big head.
Oh.
That sounded gay. Hey, real quick. We got to get through these super chats, but share that Dan thing.
Okay.
Oh, I just
The
saw
most
it.
beautiful
Oh my God.
song
Oh my God.
ever.
And we got quite a few to get through still. So.
Oh man.
Oop. 1 second. Let me get to the beginning. Oh my God.
Oh, he is.
Oh!
He's a real musical talent. Like
He's
that,
beautiful.
unbelievable.
Well,
That's
I mean,
incredible.
what choices he has? He has to hone that talent because he's trapped in his little shanty house all day so the murderous, starving children don't kill him, or the packs of dogs. I don't know. Or that
Check
might
out
be,
his new
that
song,
might,
by
that
the
might,
way.
That might be his stalker. No, don't check out his new song. What fucking quiet,
It's
X-Ray
a
girl.
good song.
Look, I don't know what's happening at the border, but I approve of Dan Vesk crossing over.
I do too. He's like waiting on a visa. I'm like, fucker, just go get. Where is it? Brownville, whatever the
They
fuck.
give you cash
I'm
cards.
like 150 miles away from the border. I can drive down there, pick him up.
There you go. Yeah.
Josh L for $4.99. By the way, hail Dan Vesk. My wife
I
was
see you in the
humming
chat.
that freaking tune in my own house. My own wife is rooting against me.
It's hilarious.
Josh L for $4.99. Hail to the fellowship. The tide is turning. We are winning. We are winning. I almost put that in the title of my video. I didn't want it to run on too long though. I'm going to save we are winning for when she wins the case. When she wins the case, we can say we are winning, by the way. That is like not even in doubt anymore. It has been a series of disasters for just Disney, but Hollywood overall. And this year, they're screwed. They don't have any. If they put out something good, they can turn things around. There is little to no chance of enough good coming out this year to turn things around because there's just a lack of content. And again, I put in my last video. By the way, the intro for that video is being passed around quite a bit on Twitter. That was made by Perry Chan. Just want to point that out. I don't need the credit, but he does because he did great work. He found those clips of all the Marvel people who had worked on recent D+ shows saying that they don't read the comics. That was all Perry, by the way. So give my man some credit, my great editor, Perry Chan. But yeah, they've got. So in my video, I showed the release schedule, and of the release schedule of the major wide releases, and it's about like 30, right? About 30, 37. Yeah. 4 movies would be considered original. That not a sequel, not a prequel, not attached to a previous property, not a requel, which is a term of the 2 directors when Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, they called it a requel, which I thought was funny as hell. I love that movie. Unabashedly fucking love Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. I think it's great. I think it's one of most Nicolas Cage performance. And I think Ghost Rider looks fucking awesome. I love that movie. Dude, he turns a crane into like a hell crane. It's fucking rad. Red Strider, $20.99 for $10. Had a convo with an utter bozo claiming Gina said bigoted things. Yeah, it's the same people who go after JK and say she said bigoted things. And when I asked him to tell me what she said, his answers were, look it up and Google it. They are stupid people. Hail Gina. I mean, I guess that's the one thing, that's the solace we can take in this is our opponents are dumb as fuck. There's just a lot of them. So, take the good with the bad and the dumb with the fuck. Josh Kelsey drops $9.99, doesn't say anything because that's what Josh does.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
Peace or utter destruction for $1.199. $1.99. Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. We need is Airplane in 4K yet? How
the movie Airplane?
How is that? Dude, I got my Conan collection, my 4K Arrow. Did you get yours?
Oh, nice.
Did you get I didn't
get that.
Conan, it's got the Conan Chronicles in it. It's like a book and a pamphlet. It's from Arrow Video. I got my 4K Conan and Conan the Destroyer, and I know what I'm doing right after this live stream. Watching me some fucking Conan in 4K. Can't wait.
That first Conan movie is so good, and it still holds up. I actually watched it a couple weeks ago in 4K, and holy shit, it's like I forgot how brutal it is, and that there's a healthy dose of nudity. So
healthy
for X-ray,
healthy dose of early 80s nudity.
Right, Sandal Bergman is hot in that,
and Basil Polidoris' soundtrack is like, you just want to go into battle hearing it.
Yeah.
Star Trekker 58 for 10 Australian dollars says, could most of the board have white privilege? Suspect DEI doesn't enter their world at all other than pushing it on everyone below them. Yeah, most of the board is
people.
But not all. They got some tokens in there. All right, we're going to get through the rest of these. Randall, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Doesn't say anything. Def81 for $2. They can't defend the indefensible. Correct. That's why they want to keep it secret. That's why they're going after my man, Chris Gore. Dude, you need to make, somebody already mentioned in the chat, you need my channel is under attack. You need to do it. I'd even.
Okay, great. I'll do it.
Film Threat is under attack. Jubs McGee for $2. Or £2 proper money. Go full quartering. My channel is under attack. There he is right there. I'd even use his voice. By the way, I'm going to be streaming with the quartering on the 22nd, Thursday the 22nd on Rumble. I guess on YouTube too.
Cool.
D Maximus for £2. The news gives me a huge musky Eloner. You know what? Yesterday got a little geek chub. Got some geek chub yesterday. Hell yeah, not gonna lie. I had a smile on my face. I was just in a good mood all day. You know what I mean? I was just in a good mood all fucking day. Hail Gina Carano. What would Richard Pryor think of comedy today? He'd be calling it out. Even like John Cleese, who is like as left as they fucking get, calls out woke shit in comedy. So I mean, and he's old school liberal, but kind of an idiot when it comes to other stuff, but he's fucking 80 and he's still a legend. I love the guy. But he calls that shit out. Ricky Gervais calls it out. You know, Dave Chappelle calls it out. Dave Chappelle is no not even a centrist, okay? But he does practice some common sense, especially within comedy, and they understand, you know, you talked about it earlier, like how important comedy used to be our modern philosophers. Those are our modern philosophers. Comedy is a barometer. It's a sign of how healthy the entertainment and just cultural ecosystem is. And if comedy is dying, like a sitcom, Anything But You is the first sitcom to make money in not sitcom, but like regular kind of raunchy comedy to make money.
Anyone But You. Yeah, that's
Anyone But You. Sorry.
Sydney Sweeney. Yeah,
Since 2016.
Yeah.
Since 2016. So,
I mean, it's sort of a very basic raunchy comedy,
but it's Sydney Sweeney and she's hot. So that's what we need. Like, that's Hollywood. Hollywood is trying to push like fat, ugly people. Like, I don't want to see me starring in a superhero movie. I don't want some fucking past his prime, middle-aged, 54-year-old dude, unless he's like Robert Downey Jr. But like in a superhero movie, I don't want to see that.
Same. I don't want to see it. I want to see and hear stories where you experience something you aspire to.
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
And we're not getting any of that.
No, we're getting like, let's bring everything down. That's what it is. There's your equity. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for $5. With Gina's lawsuit, I bet cancel pigs are trying to get back and scrub their social bullyings in case they are hailed liable. I think some are going to be embarrassed from it. And listen, there will be a lot of people who I was always against cancel culture. Yeah, sure, you fucking were. Bill Maher trying to defend Newsom to Patrick Bet David, not that smart. Bill Maher is not that smart. Okay.
I watched that. First of all, I like PBD.
For 5 British pounds.
Oh, sorry. No, I was saying I watched that interview because I watch Club Random. He has good guests on sometimes. I was shocked how ill-informed Bill Maher.
Bill Maher,
I mean,
gets all his shit from his writers. He didn't know who the WEF was.
It was like, and Patrick Bet David, he showed so much patience. It's like, and when he tried to, like, he questioned him. All he said was name one thing that Gavin Newsom has done that's good. And he couldn't do it. He just said, oh, you're going to go there. Oh, you're going to go there. Try to do that Bill Maher sort of like, very dismissive. I don't even think he knew who Patrick was or why he was on the show. He just knew he was booked because he has a big audience and that's it. But he didn't even know PBD's career, what he'd done. Like, you should know a little. So he could literally have watched one episode where he tells his story or something, or watched a couple of the short clip videos. It was an embarrassing conversation. Why am I even watching this? Bill,
plus he's fucking stoned and drunk during the whole fucking thing.
Right,
too.
right.
The guy's a fucking
tequila.
retard. Yeah. That's not going to help you.
It was bad. It's the worst episode
watching
of that show.
Some like skinny little, fucking noodle-armed liberal from Hollywood, pushing like retirement age, sitting and fucking smoking a J and trying to be like the kids and doing a podcast. It's fucking pathetic.
Yeah, he's really out of touch, and it shows. And occasionally he'll do like a rant because he'll push back against progressives that I think is really helpful because no one does. And then he'll get hit for that, but he doesn't care. But then it's like, aren't you even curious? This is your job. You should be curious.
He's got a team of writers who do all that for him.
Yeah, it was very disappointing. Obviously I wasn't watching it for Bill. It was like, but it was, you could see that he was so frustrated. Like, you don't pay attention. You don't know this stuff.
Gavin's an auton. Everybody knows that. He's
just a tool.
Corporate tool. That's what he is.
He's a tool.
He's just an avatar that's pointed around. Jester of Roanoke for $2. Gina and Elon dropped a nuclear "Hey Bob" on Iger. Yes, Eric K for $2.
That's great.
Check auto volume level for your mic. Maybe there is. I can't go into the settings while it's on. That's it. So, but it's fucking Windows. It's Windows, and it's because I'm running through a sound system. It does the noise cancellation, and it just keeps. And I can't control it from my soundboard. It's fucking Windows sucks. Windows 11 sucks. Fucking sucks. A Adjley for $9.99. I may have missed it, but have you heard about the Law and Order SVU episode where a victim is sexually assaulted and worried that her attacker won't get a fair trial due to racism, and Mariska agrees?
No.
Yes. Actually, Jay Longbone put that out there. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. I hope Roseanne Barr joins Elon's lawsuit. I think she's got a case as well. Her joke was a little racier, but I don't think it's worth getting fired for. I think maybe a suspension, a little slap on the wrist. I would love to see her getting $126 million for missed revenue from 6 seasons of Roseanne. Yeah, that'd be great. The Grizzly for $5. Hey guys, I was watching WDW Pro and they were talking about Elon Musk buying Disney. What do y'all think about that? How would he even go about doing that? I don't think he could. Right now, he's got to deal with his own board at Tesla, and I don't think he would. I think he's doing it to troll. I think he's just doing it to troll and make Bob nervous. The thing is, shareholders hate that shit, and you can, if you're a CEO of a major company can't just walk around going, I'm gonna fucking do this. It does piss people off. I love it though. I fucking love it. But I was at Tesla when he smoked that joint on Joe Rogan, and I saw the reaction to that. He's surrounded by a bunch of fucking snakes there too. I think he's cleaned a lot of them out, but he's surrounded by a bunch of fucking just corporate Wall Street snakes. IO for £5 British. Disney are definitely inclusive. They even got their own representation of Joseph Goebbels. Meredith G for $1.99. The $75,000 amount gets the case into federal court. Thank you. Tricky for $5. That, thank you for your support, Disney. At the end, sounds straight out of 1984 and/or Brave New World. Exactly. That was some weird shit. High Frequency Productions for $10. So who plays Chris and Alan in the All the President's Men style journalism film about the film threat series?
I don't want to see that. Even I don't want to see it. Sorry.
The Irwin on the Streamlabs side for $10. Just watched Top Gun Maverick for the first time. Was absolutely amazing. A great breakaway from the crap Disney WB are out spewing. Also, George R. Martin comparing today to the Weimar Republic. Okay, George, your wheelbarrow. Where's your wheelbarrow of money? Oh, he's got a wheelbarrow of money. But yes, he's not buying a loaf of bread. He's buying a choo-choo train. Yeah, George is a fucking shut up, George. Fellow YouTuber Rattle Pokemon is being sued, slapsuit, for exposing scam in the Pokemon community. Any Pokemon nerds should check it out. So it's called Rattle Pokemon. Got a slap lawsuit, huh? Shit. Cairo Lewis for $4.99. Master Game Joe for $2. You know, iPhones that were stolen were disabled. Yes.
Yeah. So
Nick
they're bricks.
They're bricks. Nick Brony for $1.99. Say no to unsolicited wood picks. Yes. Albatross for $5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't the Mary Sue celebrate Gina when her character was first introduced? Yes, they did. They thought she was one of their first. Yes. And a lot of people called Gina SJW and stuff in videos that they deleted too. Hero of Game for $4.99. Back again with my second ever super chat. Iger's control of Disney is like that of a villain, a dark lord, you could say, for sure. For the Emperor for $4.99. Hail, I didn't know you all were alive. I just got the notification. Yeah, we're on Nerdrotic Live. By the way, trying to get to 100,000. So if you haven't subbed yet, please give us a sub. Mark Ruffalo posted a fake pic of Trump and called him a pedo, and I bet he will still be in Hulk in the future. Yes, Game Genie, he will for $5. Absolutely. Because he's got the right politics. Fran Forsyth for $2. George Collins said it best. Shut the fuck up. Next. G-Man for $2. Beep, bop, boop is genocide. Code Warrior for €5. The Toyota parable reminds me of the toxic people in my own environment. Don't underestimate the crab mentality of the 90%. Thanks for keeping me sane. You're welcome. The crab mentality, crabs in a bucket. Zodlander for 5 Swedish krona. You can't only write about characters that are the same as you. Tell that to Tolkien when he wrote about elves and dwarves. In my opinion, it's foobar. Yes.
It makes no sense. Like, yeah, Tolkien's not a dwarf or an elf or a
Numenorian
wizard. It just doesn't make any.
And
This is
yes.
I'm tired of dumb people.
1990s Australian TV wogs out of work, full frontal, fast forward, all raising topics with humor. Those are the days. Yeah, I remember we'd try to on PBS they'd show some Benny Hill, and sometimes we'd get like an unedited like nipple slip and stuff. JB24 for 2 Canadian pesos. The race swapped Margot Robbie for Pirate 6. They did. Sindek, the great Sindek for $5, who a great artist. You guys are insane. The amount of content you put out there is a testament to your determination to take down the woke corporate giants. Hail to you, brother. And tell George I said hi. Jake the Steak for $5. Well said. The Suicide Squad were self-inserts for all the bitter, resentful blue hairs who want to do what Harley did to all the hero ideals. Yeah, fuck Harley Quinn. They need to retire that character. It's a terrible character. Japanese Demon Lord for $5. Remember when Elon was on Tucker and basically said DMs on Twitter weren't encrypted? Good times. Pay attention, Disney. Subman for $5. August 25th, Lamb of God with Mastodon, El Paso. Oh, no shit, really. That's good. It's not too far. It's over at the border. For the Fix Gary's Mic Fund, no one can hear you. Yeah, I don't know if it's still like that right now. It seems, yeah, it's still kind of low. It's just been jumping up and down. It's just on this computer. I'll have to use the other one until I get it fixed. You know what it says? It says check driver for updates. I bet that fixes the problem. Hey, Gary, Dan Vass just posted 42-second song about you on Twitter. It's a love song. See, he's hoping I am gay. He wants me to be gay because he's so in love with me. Sorry, Dan, I'm not gay. And it's hard to make an argument that Dan isn't gay when he's covering Celine Dion. Just saying. Gary, Conan 4K collection comes out February 20th. I got it, bro. Hang on. You want me to show it to you? I got it. So maybe I got mine early, but I got it. Bruce Leroy Jenkins for $2. A wise man once said, lock it in. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap it up there. Wrap it up. I'll take it. All right. What you got coming up, Chris?
Hollywood on the Rocks in 40 minutes. I'll have just enough time to grab a quick bite, and then I'm going to be on with Alan Ing the Merciless.
What about a quickie?
A little quickie. Well, I wish. But no, we'll be talking about, obviously, my channel is under attack. We're going to talk about the reactions to Dune Part 2. Alan just got an invite. He is seeing it next week. I have not received my invite.
Oh,
did you get your early tickets though for the?
I got my early tickets for February 25th. He's seeing it on the 13th, and we can talk about it on the 15th. So we'll be able to talk about it,
lovely,
a little early, which is fine. But everything I'm here because I've talked to a couple people who've seen it. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, there's one character that's been changed that I think that we talked to that guy at Con, remember? And he said it might upset Dune fans. I don't think I'm going to give a shit about it, but
I don't know, man. To do the thing accurately, you just got to do it like an HBO Max series. But from what I'm hearing,
how long is it? Do you know?
Oh, it's like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Okay, so it's almost 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours, yeah. But everything I've heard from people, I directly communicated with people who said they saw it. They say it's a masterpiece.
Can't wait.
And it is not like the first film is all set up. This is a war movie.
Dude, we've actually got good stuff coming out.
Yes.
Okay? So I am hoping, and if it's not, I will rip it to shreds. Avatar: The Last Airbender is good because I'm a fucking huge fan of that.
We'll see,
but we got Clarkson's Farm coming out. We got the Grand Tour coming out. We got Dune coming out. There's actually good stuff coming out.
Good stuff coming. But one thing that's really interesting, quick observation before I know we're wrapping up. That when I've been all weekend, I was watching all the junket interviews come out, and I'm watching these interviews and I'm like, everyone really likes each other. They're all in a good mood. They know they've done good work and they're speaking about it. You can tell from even the shill, a lot of the shill junket press that they genuinely like the movie. And I'm watching this going, what does this remind me of? You know what it reminds me of? Lord of the Rings. When those movies came out, the cast liked each other. They got along. It also reminds me of the Avengers pre-Brie Larson. They all, you could tell, we're doing something special.
Yeah, they all got along with Joss Whedon, the Avengers, that really problematic guy. They fucking loved him in the first movie. They did.
But I mean, all I'm saying is you're looking, it's like when actors do good work, they know it. And when they do stuff that sucks,
they know
they know it too. They're not.
Yeah,
and you know what? They're more critical. We could sit here and have all these critical conversations, which people are criticized for. It's no different from when I used to go to a comic book shop when I was a kid, no different than hanging out at the video store. You rip on movies and
yes,
video
that was
games.
What we normally did.
That's what we always did.
Yep.
This applying the label of toxic just because you're criticizing something is midget minded. Let's popularize the term midget minded.
Midget minded. I like that.
I like anything with alliteration.
Mental midgetry.
Mental midgetry. Yeah, you can twist it all you want. But I'm watching these interviews with the Dune cast. I'm like, it gave me confidence because they and then everyone asked them about the Dune popcorn bucket, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you bringing it?
Well, it's right there. It's right there.
Within arm's reach.
Oh yeah.
Mental midgetry.
Mental
midgetry.
Yes. Yeah. And while we were on the stream, I'm sorry, I went away. I just bought tickets to Godzilla -1 with a Q&A with the director as part of the American. I'm going to shoot the Q&A.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. and that's coming out next month on 4K.
Is it really?
Yeah, they
Already?
said March. They said March.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
What is it?
I can't
Is it
wait.
available on Amazon at all? I haven't seen. I've searched.
No,
for it.
they pulled it from theaters, but I'm sure it'll be up soon. The chat probably knows more than me.
Yeah,
but,
Godzilla.com has been putting out all this exclusive merch, and I bought a few things.
Oh yeah, it was so expensive at the con. It was like $250 for a statue of Godzilla.
Yeah, lots of Godzilla merch. Lots and lots. Oh, by
Well,
the way, that Comic-Con dominated by anime and manga.
Wow.
Fucking
Wow.
totally dominated by it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Not a good sign for the American comic book industry. They better do something. They better do something because whether the independent creators like it or not, they need Marvel and DC to do well. They do. They do. We still want independent creators creating new stories. That's how independent movies were made. But they're not anywhere near being able to replace them, and you need something to drive the market. So it would be in everybody's best interest if they turn things around. And I know of somebody behind the scenes who is genuinely trying to do that. I am very skeptical, but man, if this person could do it, I'm rooting like hell for them. And I think they are the right person to do it. I just don't know how you go back to Marvel and DC and ungay everything and the shitstorm you're gonna get. Like, I'm for it. Do it. Like, it will work. It will bring sales back. It will excite readers. It will excite comic shops. There'll be a couple of fucking SJW comic shops, one including one in my area that likes to fucking celebrate trans kids. But it would generate the market, but you have to have the fucking sack to stand up to the blue hairs on Twitter who are going to freak out because you're ungay and stuff. That should have never been gay in the first place. I wish them all the luck in the world. I fully support you.
When they made Bobby Iceman, like when I was reading X-Men comics when I was a kid, I never even thought about any of that. You know, I didn't think about it.
No, none of us did.
None
of us did. Razor Fist pointed out, and I totally agree. I mean, aside from the occasional relationship, I don't want to see my superheroes fucking having sex. That's not what we...
Right.
No. I want to see Daredevil fighting the Hand. That's what... fighting Bullseye, you know?
Right.
Okay, we're going to... X-Ray Girl, what do you got coming up?
Gaming. Find me.
All right.
Done.
I've watched your gaming streams. It's very relaxing.
Good.
It's relaxing.
Okay. We're going to wrap it up there. Obviously, you don't have to come over to Nerdrotic Live to see it because it's already here. We'll be back on the main channel next week. Friday Night Tights.
Who's the guest?
Dean Kane.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
Yes.
Got a comic. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So thanks, everyone. Thanks to the Modrotics. Thanks for everyone who left super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. And we will see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.